Alright guys, so I've decided that I'm going to start doing super quick clips of how I do things. For tutorials, it's kind of hard sometimes to do the voiceovers and edits and everything that goes with it. And it's easier for me to just help you guys and get everything out super quick without having to do all that. So you might see a change up to some of my tutorials. It's just going to be just quick ways to get stuff to you without having to look, I don't know, super professional and edited, because that takes a lot of time and I just want to help. So prepped tumbler, this is from Hogg, stainless steel depot. I'm not sure if these are going out of stock or something because I haven't been able to find prep tumblers lately. Usually they're in kind of these brown boxes. You'll see them on the website. All the work is done for you, but I don't know. Lately I've seen that they are discontinued or they're closeout. So closeout is what I should say, not discontinued. They're listed as closeout. So I don't know, maybe they're going away. I hope they're not, but I don't know, we'll see. All right, so this is going to be a white and pink spray paint ombre. I have my little sponge in there. I used to love these sponges until I got a hold of Dino's honeycomb inserts. Now I'm trying to get my glove on. Oh, see, that's what I said, super rough. Let me just do this. Until I got a hold of Dino's honeycomb inserts. Those are amazing. So I don't know, as soon as these foams go away, we're switching to honeycomb inserts. All right, let's get outside and I'll show you how to spray paint ombre. All right, I usually like to spray paint in this little booth right here that my husband made for me, but it might be a little tough to get this on camera, so we will go outside of it. So what I start off with doing is we're just doing white and pink on this. I have my white spray paint. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a super easy light coat of spray paint. This is just so that pink will pop more. If I were to put that pink spray paint directly over this stainless, it's going to dull that pink. I want it bright. I want a really bright, pretty pink. So make sure that's a pretty good solid base in the bottom. Let this dry and then we'll go on with the pink. All right, the pink that I'm using is called Satin Sweet Pea. It's kind of not wanting to spray lately, so we'll see what we can get going. But I'm just going kind of close and I'm going stripes kind of along the bottom. And I'm spray painting this the way that I like my ombres to fall. If you like for your ombres to fall a little different on your cup, then adjust how you want your color to go. Personally, this is how I like mine. I like for the color to kind of end right there, like that's going to be blended. I like most of my tumbler to be kind of that top color. And then as far as, I'll show you, I'm lightening up just short mists of where I want that color to blend. And that's about how I like it. Let me touch up right here. You tilt your cup away from you, short bursts will kind of land on the other side of the tumbler, and that will create the ombre, so you don't have to do a lot of work here. This is how I like my ombres to fall. I like for the color to be, like you have the bottom of the tumbler, that curve. I like the curve and I like to go just a little more down, and that's about how I position my ombres whenever I'm doing it. I know that when I drop my glitter, my cup is going to be upside down, kind of on an angle. So when I have my glitter hit my tumbler at this point right here, it's going to fall until about this area, and that will do the work for me. That will do the ombre for me. So I position this line of fade where I want my glitter to hit, knowing that it's going to go maybe about an inch. It's going to fall about an inch depending on the tilt of your tumbler. So that's kind of where I end it, just as a guide of where I put it. Also, spray painting your tumbler, it'll give that color a good base. If you want to look at your glitters and see that there's a lot of base to that color, go ahead and put the color of spray paint under it. Blues, yellows, greens, all of those I always do white, and then I go on with the color. Like I did the pink here, I did white first. That way my pink stays a true pink and it doesn't get lost in kind of that the dark color that the stainless will be. So let this dry completely, all the way guys, let this dry completely, and then we'll go on with our epoxy method and we're gonna do our ombre. All right, so what you'll see me doing here is that I have my heat gun in my gloved hand. I like to stretch out my gloved hand and I tap the palm of my hand against the tumbler. For me, this eliminates any creases in my epoxy from putting it on there because I'm super aggressive. And it also gives it kind of this matte look to it, kind of like a textured look, I guess, that thins out really, really great and evens out perfect with the heat gun. That way my next layers of epoxy won't have any streaks. All right guys, we're going to get these colors on here. These are two super, super pretty colors, probably my favorite. This is a mix I threw together from Mr. Noel's Glitter. Look how gorgeous this is. This is a big old mix, guys. I have Egret, Eliza Jane, Louisiana Lace, Fifi, Mahoney, or Louisiana hot sauce. It is a mix, but look at this. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. It's like the prettiest pink opal. Oh my goodness, I don't know, I love it. I love it. It's one of my favorites. I needed a pink opal one time that had a good chunky mix, and I couldn't quite find exactly what I wanted. And you guys already know that I'm obsessed with Mr. Knowles glitter. Everything is just so pretty. So, I don't know, I've been really into making my own custom mixes lately, kind of giving more unique, one-of-a-kind colors to people. So that's what this one is. Very, very unique one. I love it. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. I can't wait to get this out in the sunlight for you guys. So I use the big side of my shaker for that. I have the small part open now, and I'm just dusting this on. I lay down my spray paints first to kind of give me a guide of where I want those colors to go. And I really like when they end just below the curve of the tumbler. So we're not bringing that up any more than that. That is all it's getting. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back into my bucket so I don't lose it. And this is how I do all of my 2-color ombres. Get in there. Goodness, my paper's too crinkly. This is how I do all of my 2-color ombres. I really like the way it looks when it falls kind of heavier on the bottom and really just fans out on the top. So that top one goes this way. For this one, I'm going to aim this right here. I'm dropping this along that top line. So I'm going around, I'm dropping it along that top line, and I have my tumbler kind of on a great angle, like it's really angled down. That way it can fall in there, and then I'll tilt it down a little more. That way it is ombreing itself in. It is doing the work for me. It kind of falls more like a waterfall method. And then, because I hate getting this all over my hands, I'm going to set this on the tumbler. Look at these colors, guys. I'm going to set this on the turner, turn it on, and that's how I'm going to do my rim. Just because I'm not a fan of having glitter like all up my arm. And we already know I'm aggressive. Well, I probably shouldn't laugh when I'm doing this. Let me open the big side. Open the big side of this and just get straight to it. All right, get that down. And then as this is turning, I'm going to go one more time and make sure it's blended that way. I'm not going to use any more of the pink because I don't want that to take over. Like, I don't want that to take over this top. I really like for that top part to be bright, and I want it to fall bright right there. Like I said, I really like when my ombres come way down. And then take the other side of this and go on a pretty decent angle. I'm going across this way, and I'm dropping this in. Just keep letting that go around. It's going to blend that middle color and give you a really, really soft transition through there. Knock this off, and I need a piece of parchment paper. All right, I reuse parchment paper. Once you use it and it has some glitter on the side, the epoxy will pop right off. So I don't rip new parchment paper every time. I flip it over and I use the other side, and if there's stuff on it, then I will, like this right here, like I'll pop that off. It just let it dry and it'll come right off. But I'm gonna use the other side of this, and I'm gonna smash down that chunky glitter. We do not want that glitter to be something that's gonna give us a problem later when it's time for epoxy. We want a really nice, clean epoxy over this, where you're not feeling those chunkies. And what I'm doing is I have my hand like this, and I'm stopping right there. I'm stopping right on the curve. I'm not flattening in any of the top because I don't really like the way it looks when glitter is laid down. I like it when it's loose like this because it sparkles more. But for this chunky, I do need to make sure that's in there. So we're gonna let this spin for a quick minute, and then I'm going to grab this little group, and I'm gonna touch up my bottom. Sometimes from doing that, some of the glitters will fall off. So I'm going to sprinkle this just right down on the bottom. Get one more good coat in here. We'll lay that down one more time. And then we will be finished this ombre. I mean, look how pretty and perfect this ombre is. I don't think you can get much easier than that. The angle that you tilt your tumbler will determine how far that glitter falls. So if you don't want it to, if you want it to drop more, really tilt it upside down. If you don't want it to drop that much, then just give it a little more of a tilt. I am not good with math and angles, so I can't tell you what degree angle that was. If my husband is here, he could easily be like, oh, that's a blobbity blob degree angle. I can't, I don't know. That angle that I was holding it is about right. So I'm going to take my parchment paper one more time just to make sure that any glitter that did kind of jump into that section isn't going to be poking out. Because like I said, I don't want to have to fight with laying glitter whenever it's time to, or having to sand off like chunks of glitter because it's pokey and my epoxy won't work. So there we go. Super, super simple ombre, pink and white. Colors work great together. Garden District on top, my mix on the bottom. This will all be linked in the descriptions. That way you can make it on your own if you want. And that is it. I feel like I'm going too fast. That's it. Ta-da! Alright guys, I know this happened super fast, so thanks for watching. I think that this new setup can really be helpful just because I cover so much ground in one day with stuff. I can just easily knock out videos to help you guys. So let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what you think of this new setup. And if there's any designs that I do that you want me to go in more detail on and actually show the full one, let me know. That way I can go ahead and get that on the list. But like I said, I know I can cover a lot more ground and really help you guys out quicker with this. So thanks for watching. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. And I will see y'all soon.